What's up, it's your boy Austin Rutherford. We're back here again, and today we're talking about debt and how debt can help you and how debt can hurt you from a real estate perspective. When you're trying to buy real estate, having debt is not necessarily a good thing, because when you're qualifying for a loan to purchase rental real estate, you have to have a certain debt to income ratio, a certain DTI ratio. And if you have a ton of debt on your name, you have a ton of monthly payments going out every single month for car payments, for student loan payments, for housing payments, all of those things, it makes it harder to be able to get a loan because you're not as bankable. In a perfect world, you'd be debt free, but there's a lot of us that are just not debt free. Debt-free means, from a banking perspective, is debt that shows up on your credit. So if you have, a utility bill, that doesn't show up on your credit. That doesn't count as debt. I'm talking like car payments, mortgage payments, child support, those types of things, the debt that I'm talking about. But if you're a real estate investor and you start buying houses, you'll have a ton of debt to your name. I'm in debt like crazy. The difference is mine is good debt. Every house that you buy will have debt with it. And your monthly mortgage payment will continue to go up because you'll have more and more houses, which in theory would mean that it's harder for you to be bankable. It's harder for you to get a loan because you have so much debt. But this is not the case. If it's an investment, if it's not your primary residence, meaning that it's an investment property where it produces income, it actually helps you. Let's say, for example, that you're buying a duplex. The rent is $1,000 aside. Your PITI, your monthly principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment is $1,200 a month. So you're bringing in $2,000 and you're paying out $1,200. When you go to buy your next property or your next duplex, that $1,200 does not count against you. That $1,200 payment does not count because you're, in theory, making $800 a month, which means it's income producing, which means that your debt is wiped clean. That's how they underwrite you. So if you have income producing real estate and you're not negatively cash flowing, which would not be a good deal, so you got to evaluate things correctly so you don't negatively cash flow. Check the video out. I have a video for that. You're good. You're more bankable because you have income coming in every single month. Now you may be sitting there asking yourself, well, are there some banks that won't lend to you because you have so many loans? Yeah, for sure. Different banks have different underwriting guidelines, and they may say that, if this person has 5 loans or 10 loans or 10 million or $50 million in loans, we're not lending him any more money because it's high risk. All banks don't say that. So if there is a bank that says that, go find another bank. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this. Traditional banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, PNC, all of these big brand companies will give you a loan on real estate. But the thing that you don't know is when they write that loan to you, they then sell it to the government because the government backs all of these loans. So it's not Chase's guidelines or Wells Fargo's guidelines or PNC's guidelines, it's the federal government's guidelines. So whatever these people say is legit because they're selling it to the government. So if you're going to look at different banks, you can't just go to the big banks because all their guidelines are the exact same. Now, some of these banks do hold what they call portfolio loans, but that's very, very not often at all, which means that they all sell it to the government, which means that all the terms are the same. And you can only have 10 traditional Fannie Freddie loans. So when you go to Chase, PNC, Wells Fargo, banks like that, they'll only give you 10 loans because once you go over 10, they see you as too much of a high risk and they won't be able to sell these loans to the government. So when you get to 10, you're capped. You're screwed. No, I'm just playing. You're not screwed. What you need to do is you need to start talking to smaller banks. So you want to go out and find those one-off country banks or, the city of this, country town over here bank. You want to find smaller banks because they're a lot less stringent. They do not sell these loans to the government. They carry the loans in-house, which are called portfolio loans, which means that when they write the loan, they don't sell it. They keep it themselves and you actually pay the bank back. You don't pay the government back. So each bank has their own terms. Some banks may lend on a 15-year amortization schedule, some on a 20 or a 25 or a 30-year. Just depends on each and every bank. Some may lend at a 4% interest rate. Some may lend at a 7% interest rate. Some may have a 3-year adjustable rate mortgage. Others may have a 7 or a 5 or a 10 or a 20-year adjustable rate mortgage. Some may loan at 60 or 70% of the value of the property. Some may loan at 75 or 80% of the value of the property. Some lend only on warehouses and farms. Some lend only on real estate and apartment buildings. Some let you refinance the day after you buy it. Others require you to season it for 3, 6, 9, 12 months. What you can see here is that there's a lot of different types of loan that you can get. Like I said before, do not get sucked in and stuck on one bank. If they tell you terms that you do not like, talk to other banks, because all banks' guidelines are different. It never hurts to get a second opinion. Even if you think it's a great deal, go out there and get a second opinion, because you never know what they're going to say. In my opinion, the best loans that you can get right now are fixed rate mortgages. What this means is that a lot of people will give you a loan, let's call it on 20 years. It's a 20-year amortization schedule, so you're paying on it for the next 20 years. But in 5 years, the rate adjusts. So it's a 5-year ARM. ARM stands for adjustable rate mortgage. So you get the loan today, 5 years from today, your rate adjusts to whatever the going rate is right now. If you've been paying attention to the news at all, we're at the all-time lowest rates that we've ever seen in a long time, maybe ever. So you got to think about this. 5 years from now, do you think the rates are going to go down, stay the same, or go up? If we're at the lowest it's ever been, there's only one way for rates to go: up. The higher the rate, the more money you have to pay. So you want to get a fixed rate for as long as possible, because it's only going to go up once it adjusts. Again, some are 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, 10-year adjustable rate mortgages. Others have the same interest rate for the entire length of the loan. Another thing to look at here is the amortization of it. Is it a 20-year, a 25-year, or a 30-year? And this just depends on what your goals are right now. If you're looking for cash flow today, the 25 to 30-year mortgages have the most cash flow, because you're paying off the loan in a longer period, so your loan payment's smaller. If you have a 20 or a 25-year mortgage, then you got to pay that same amount of money off in less time, so your payment's more, which means that your income today, your cash flow, is less. For me personally, I'm refinancing on 20-year mortgages right now, because I want to pay these puppies down as quickly as possible, because when I turn 47, 48, 49 years old, I'm going to start paying these properties off. So I'm going to have a crazy amount of net worth, and my cash flow is going to skyrocket. So at that point, you no longer have a mortgage payment, which means your cash flow doubles or triples instantaneously. And at any given time, I'll own millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars of real estate free and clear. So if I want to pull $1 million out, I just refinance a couple houses, and I get $1 million tax free. So for me, I'm doing it on 20 years because I want to pay down the mortgage as quickly as possible. Right now, September 2020, again, this can change at any given time. Right now, September 2020, for an investment property, an owner occupied, you can get less, but for an investment property, if you can get anything around a 4% interest rate, in my opinion, that's good. Some banks will lend at 6, 7, 8%. Right now, to me, that's high. Other banks will be 4, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. All of those, in my opinion, right now in the current market, are good loans to take. Keep in mind here, you may be saying, well, I just refinanced for a 2.5%. That's great. It's probably your primary residence. Primary residences, you pay a lower rate. Investments, you pay a higher rate. For me, again, this is just my opinion, a 4% right now is a pretty good rate. Long story short, if you buy deals right that actually cash flow, you're setting yourself up for success. You're putting yourself in a better financial position overall. And if you get the right terms, you're setting yourself up correctly. Right now, if you get a 20-year loan, a 3% adjustable, a 7% interest rate, a 70% loan to value, to me, that's not a good loan right now. You know, I'm trying to get 20, 25 years, 4% interest, you know, a locked or a 10-year locked ARM, a 10-year ARM, or a 20-year locked forever. Those are the types of mortgages that I'm looking for right now. Hopefully that explains a little bit more on how debt is used in the real estate business. Again, there's a lot of debt in this world right now. There's bad debt and there's good debt. Real estate, if it's income producing assets, is good debt. Buy as many of those as you can. Bad debt, like credit cards and cars, primary residences, things like that, are not good debt. Try to limit those. I know we've covered a lot here. If you have questions about this, make sure you comment below. And if you like this video in general, go ahead and drop a fire emoji for me. And while you're down there, again, YouTube loves the algorithm when you hit the like button. If you could hit the like button for me, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Hit the subscribe button so we can catch you on the next video and hopefully see you on the next one. Peace. What's up, everyone? It's Austin Rutherford here. And I just personally want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my YouTube channel, where we talk business, finance, real estate, and how to elevate your life. On this channel, you'll find everything from mindset to marketing to wholesaling to sales and negotiation to flipping houses to raising private money to rentals to Airbnbs. Everything you need to run your own business, you can find on this channel, so make sure you take a look at it. But if you're one of those people who want to work directly with me and build your own real estate company, make sure you check out thereblueprint.com. thereblueprint.com. What this is it's a training and a duplicate of my business. Every way in my business where we make money right now, you get everything. It's from wholesaling to marketing to raising private money to renovating houses, to flipping houses, to buying rental properties, and the mindset that allows you to do all those things. An in-depth look at everything inside of my business. And on top of that, you get all the documents that go along with it. You get all the scripts, you get all the templates, you get all the Excel spreadsheets, you get all the contracts, you get all the credibility packets. You get literally everything you need to run your own real estate company. And on top of all that, you get live coaching calls with me. So don't miss out on it. Make sure you check out thereblueprint.com. And again, if you have any suggestions on YouTube content, YouTube videos that you want to hear more about, make sure you drop a comment in the description below. If you have something, let me know so we can get that content out to you as quickly as possible. Again, as always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, everything. Hope to see you on the next video. Peace.